Hello, my dear young learners. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Rifat Siddiqui, Senior Lecturer, Department of English, Milestone College. And today I will be dealing with right form of verbs, which has always been considered as the heart of a sentence. Because in any sentence, if you don't get the right form of verb, you can't consider it a sentence at all. Anyway, in your HSC syllabus, you get this item as item number 5. And there you will get 10 right form of verbs, and you have to write down the correct answers there. My dear students, when you will get the question of right form of verb in your hand, at first you have to read the passage very carefully, and it will help you to understand the passage, and at the same time you will understand the tense of that sentence, whether the passage is in present tense or in past tense. It will help you to take the right decision. Well, we're starting now for the structures. Let's see the first structure there. Rule 1 I have given there. There you can see some of the adverbs as always, generally, usually, normally, daily, everyday, often. And these are some of the adverbs, adverb of time we can say. And if you get the existence of any of these adverb in a sentence, surely you will understand that it's a present simple or present indefinite tense. And at the same time, in present indefinite tense, if the subject is a third person singular number, you have to add s or es with the verb. Let's see those examples. Number 1, I always believe in the sayings of religion. And there you get the adverb there. You get an adverb there always, and it indicates that it's a present simple or present indefinite tense. And the structure of present simple is very easy. After subject, you have to give the present form of the verb. So now, as the subject is first person, we don't have to make any change there. The same verb will be the answer. So believe is the answer there. So we don't have to make any change. But in the next one, let's see the example first. David desire to have a car. Here David is third person singular number. So, since it's the third person singular number, we have to make some changes there. Desire and is, we have given there an extra is there. Desires, since David is third person singular number. So, present simple or present indefinite tense, there we have get some changes. There we have got get some rules. If we get these adverbs, or if the subject is in third person singular number, so we always have to keep it in mind. In our second rule, we'll get this one, and there also you get some adverbs, and let's see those adverbs. Yesterday, ago, once, last, that day, day before yesterday. This kind of adverbs actually indicate the sentence as past simple or past indefinite tense, and the structure of past indefinite tense is very simple. After the subject, you have to give the past form of the verb. Okay, let's see an example. Once a king ruled over there. So what will be the answer? I think you have already got it. Okay, once is the key word there, and this word indicate the sentence as past simple. And as we have already learned that after the subject, you have to give the past form of the verb. So let's see the answer. R-U-L-E-D. So ruled over there. So this is the answer. And remember one thing, in your exam script you have to write down only the answer, not the whole passage there. Okay, let's see another structure there, and this will also go for the tense and also some adverbs. Just now, already, recently, lately indicate present perfect tense. Remember these adverbs there. And the structure of present perfect is also very simple. After the subject, you have to give have, has, any of them, or which matches actually with this one. And the past participle form of the verb. Let's see the example. Rimi take her lunch just now. Here, just now, this phrase indicated as present perfect tense. So, Rimi is third person singular number. That's why you have to give there has. Taken. Rimi has taken. So this is the answer. And we have learned there are two tenses, past simple and present perfect. So you have to learn those structures, and at the same time these adverbs you have to keep it in your mind, and at the same time you have to know the difference between past simple and present perfect. So get these ideas, and at the same time you can see these examples, and these will help you to understand these two tenses. We will start for number 4, and I know that some of you have already started thinking that I didn't write down any structure there, and why. I have just written a phrase, passive voice. Why I have written this? Let's see these examples first. English, speak all over the world. First one, and the second one, Titanic, built in 1911. So to understand this passive voice, at first what you have to do is you have to know about the passive voice, the structure of passive voice. In passive voice sentences, what happens? Let's see. At first we can see the subject there, English, and then the verb, speak. So if the subject here, if the subject can't do the action, or if the subject is totally passive in doing this action, then we can tell it a passive voice or a passive sentence. Let's see the example. English, speak all over the world. Here, speak. So English, actually English is a language, and it has got no ability to speak. So actually this action is not can be done by this English. If there were people, if there were I, if there were you, then easily this action could have been done by those people. But here English actually can't do this. So English speak. So what we can do in this passive sentence? In passive sentence, you have to give a be verb there, tense wise. Since we can see that this is a present simple sentence or a general truth, that's why English is, and then the V3 or past participle form of this verb. English is spoken. There is the answer. And the next one, Titanic, built in 1911. Titanic, built in 1911. So it indicates a past tense first, and then Titanic, the subject. So what do you think? Can Titanic build a ship? No. Or build can anything? No, it's not a transformer at all. So we can easily say that it's a passive voice structure. So since it's a past tense, we will use the was and built. Titanic was built. So this is the examples there. To understand passive voice, I think it will help you to understand passive structure more accurately. We are again in passive voice, but this time in a different way. You know, passive voice, we have already learned the structure of passive voice, and you know, modal, can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would. These are called modal auxiliary verbs, and after every modal auxiliary verb we usually give the right form of verb, that means the base form of the verb. So let's, at first we can see the example first. This rule can implement, and as we have seen already in our previous structure, the subject there, this rule here is the main thing. So this rule is the subject there, and the verb is implement, and before this there is a modal auxiliary verb. So what we should do there? And this rule, actually this subject can't do anything, or this verb actually can't be done by this subject. So at first we have to follow the previous structure, this rule, and there is the modal. And if we get such kind of sentence with modal auxiliary verb, we can't do the previous thing. That means after modal we have to give the base form of the verb. So after modal you have to give be. This rule can be implemented. So this is the answer there. And the next one, our elders should. There's a modal. Our elders is the subject there, and verb is respect. So our elders are not doing this thing. Actually we are to respect our elders. So there the subject actually can do the verb, so the answer will be so there is the answer. We are in rule 6 now. In rule number 6, there we'll get that after every preposition we add ing with the verb. We all know the structure actually. Whenever you will get any preposition in any sentence, after this preposition you have to add ing with the verb. We all know it. But at the same time we also know that after to we add the main verb. That means the base form of the verb. But there are some prepositional phrases like look forward to, with a view to, get used to, addicted to, preferred to, devoted to. Though there we get to there, but at the same time we have to remember that these are the prepositional phrases. That means there are two, these two are prepositions, so you have to add ing after these phrases. We'll go for some example there. Ronnie became healthy by follow his instructor. His gym instructor gave him some health tips and he followed this and he became healthy. Okay, there Ronnie became healthy by, here is the preposition by, and a preposition, after every preposition if we get the verb, then of course we have to add ing with the verb, so the answer will be by following. So this is the answer there. And the next one, Annie went to market with a view to buy some dresses. With a view to, so this is the prepositional phrase there, with a view to. And we have already learned the structure. If we get such kind of structures, we have to add ing with this. Annie went to market with a view to buying some dresses. So these are the things with preposition. In rule number 7, many things there I have written. You can see rule 7 there. In simple sentences, when we get two verbs, actually in simple sentence when you get two verbs, so what we are to do with the next verb. At first I think if we see these examples, I think this will be clear for you. Let's go for the first example there. Jerry fabricated a lie win the writer's heart. Actually Jerry is a boy and it's a very interesting story. If you get the chance, please read the story there. A Mother in Manville, the name of the story. And let's go for this first example there. Jerry fabricated a lie win the writer's heart. There you get two verbs. The first verb, fabricated, that means Jerry actually made a lie, or she told a lie, he. And there's the second verb, and it's also a simple sentence. So what to do? And there fabricated is the first finite verb there. So we are to do this, the second verb, what to do. And if the second verb indicates a purpose, then the structure will be 2 plus V1, or the main form of the verb. And Jerry fabricated a lie, or Jerry told a lie. Actually he had a purpose. Actually he wanted to win the writer's heart. So that's why the answer will be to win, since Jerry had a purpose. That's why we have given there this answer, to win. And now for the second one. Some people climb on the roof of the buses and trains. When the eat times come, actually you have also seen that many people actually they climb on the roof of the bus, train, and it made the whole situation so difficult. Well, some people travel. There the first verb is travel, and what we will do with the second verb. Actually there the subject or the second verb, actually it does not. If the second verb doesn't indicate a purpose, no purpose there, we can't see a purpose there. So what will be the structure? The main form of the verb and then ing. We will add ing with the verb. So some people travel climbing. Climbing on the roof of buses and trains. So this is the structure there. And now we'll go for the third one. Football is the most exciting and enjoyable game ever played across the world. So there the first verb is football is the most exciting and enjoyable game, and the next verb is play. So what we will do there, if the action of the second verb is not done by the subject, their subject is football, football is the subject there, and the second verb is play. So actually football can't play, so far I know. Football is played by Messi, Ronaldo, such kind of players. So football is the most exciting and enjoyable game ever played. So what we will do there, we will give the third form of the verb. Is ever played? The answer will be played. Actually, this also indicate a passive sense. Though it's a simple sentence, if we make it a complex sentence, the answer will be football is the most exciting and enjoyable game ever played across the world. This is the simple sentence there. And which is played? If we make it a complex sentence, the answer will be which is played. So to make it simple, we have omitted is, and now the answer will be played, and it also indicates a passive sense there. So these are the things, these are the structures, and if you copy these structures and follow these sentences, I think things will be very easy for you. In right form of verbs, this kind of sentences where we will get two or more verbs actually really occupied a great place. And now we will get one more example of such a kind of sentence, and it will really help you to understand the whole thing in a more better way. Okay, let's see the sentence. The old sailor committed a crime, killed a seabird called albatross. And this is another great story, the rhyme of the ancient mariner, and you will also get the glimpse of this story in one of your text stories. Well, the old sailor committed, and this finite verb actually tells the tense of this sentence. It's a past simple or past indefinite tense, and there we get two more verbs. One is kill, another is call. So what is the fate of these two verbs? The old sailor committed a crime, kill. So the first verb there in bracket is kill, and what we are going to do with this verb. But the subject there, the old sailor, and is there any purpose? No. Actually, he killed the bird without having any purpose. So that's why we will add ing with the verb killing. The old sailor committed a crime, killing the seabird. And there is the next one, call. So what we will do with this verb? Call albatross. And there you can see call. And the old sailor actually didn't call the bird albatross. This bird was called, and there the sense is totally passive. That means people call the bird albatross, so of course they will give called. And if you saw the previous structure seriously, then I think these answers will satisfy you in a much better way. Once again, see the structure, see the example, things will surely be more clear to you. Now we will start with conditional sentences, and conditional sentences are not only important for right form of verbs, at the same time it's also important for completing sentences as well. So now, without wasting any time, I think we should go for some exercises. Okay, at first, see there, first conditional, and there I have given an example there. If I am late for school today, I get detention. And in these cases, what would happen there? So when this clause, which is linked to if, or in another way we can say that this conditional clause, if this conditional clause is in present tense, then in this next clause, after this subject, we can use will, can, or may. And these three verbs, you know already, I have already told you that these verbs are called modal auxiliary verbs. So after every modal auxiliary verb, we give the base form of the verb. So this is the structure. If this conditional clause is in present tense, after this subject, with these modals we can use any of them, and then the main verb, that means the present form of the verb we have to use. So in this circumstance, the main answer is I get detention, I may get detention, or I will get detention. So any of them answer can be there. Even we can use there can. Okay, so this is the first conditional structure, and now we will go for the second conditional structure. Okay, let's see this example. If I found her address, I send her an invitation. If I found her address, and there this conditional clause tells us that it's a past simple or past indefinite tense. How could you understand? After the subject there is past form of the verb, find to found. Okay, so since it is a past tense, this conditional clause is in past tense. That's why there after subject we have to give would, could, or even might. Any of them, any of the modals, and then after, as we have already learned, that after every modal we have to give the base form of the verb and the rest of the sentence. So there we can see the answer would be I would send her an invitation. I could send her, or I might send her. So any of the answers will be the correct answer. And we have already learned these two structures, first conditional and second conditional, and now we will go for the third conditional, and of course another very important conditional, zero conditional. So let's see them. In third conditional, if we look at the example, if you hadn't lied to me, I believe you. And see there the example, if you hadn't lied to me. In this example, this conditional clause, this clause, and let's see the tense of this clause. Subject, then had, and then past participle form. So this indicates this sentence as past perfect tense. And when this conditional clause is in past perfect tense, then after the subject we have to give would have, could have, or might have. Any of them, would have, could have, or might have. After the subject we have to give would have, could have, or might have, any of them. And then V3, or past participle form of the verb. Why should we give past participle form of the verb when in the first and second conditional sentence we gave the main verb? The reason is that here have, there is another rule in right form of verb, that if we get the existence of any of these be verbs, have, has, had, having, after these verbs you always have to give the past participle form of the verb. So if we follow this structure, the answer would be I would have believed, I would have believed, I could have believed, I might have believed, any of these answers. So this is called the third conditional sentence, and now we will go for zero conditional. Some students sometimes ask me what is zero conditional and why this conditional is called zero. The reason may be in first, second, and third conditional we get the existence of modal auxiliary verbs, can, could, may, might. But in zero conditional we don't get any kind of modal auxiliary verbs. Well, let's see the example. If you don't brush your teeth, you get cavities. And in zero conditional sentence, the structure is that there, both of this clause actually is in present simple or present indefinite tense or in present tense. If you don't brush your teeth, here the main verb is brush and subject is second person, that's why no change there. and in the second clause you get cavities. Here is also you, so you is also in second conditional. That's why no change will be happening there, and the answer will remain same. That means get, you get cavities, and this is the answer of this zero conditional. In zero conditional, sometimes it may come as universal truth, scientific truth. Suppose I can give you another more example. If you heat an iron, it becomes red in this way. So you should follow these structures, this first conditional, second, third, and zero conditional, and these conditionals will help you to understand the right form of verbs. At the same time, it will also help you to understand completing sentence. In right form of verbs, this rule, that means what I had written there, is parallelism, and you will get it plenty of times in your structures, in your exercise, in your exams. So let's see the example first. John decided to help those villagers and distribute food among them. So in this sentence we are also getting two verbs. One is a finite verb, decided, and it also tells us about the tense of this sentence. It's a past simple tense, and another thing is distribute, and we are to correct this form. Well, now see the structure. In both sides the tenses remain same. That means whenever we will get this kind of sentences, the tense of both these sides will be the same. Number one, and this sentence is connected. How is it connected? Connected with coordinate conjunction and, but, or, as we see there, and. John decided to help those villagers, and so there we get the coordinate conjunction and distribute. Since the first clause is in past simple or past indefinite tense, so does will be in the second clause, distributed. So the answer is distributed, because the first verb there is in past indefinite, so the second verb will be the same. That means past indefinite. So I think you should follow this structure very seriously, and it comes several times in your exam. Last but not the least, I'll again suggest you to practice more and more. You know, there is a wise saying that practice makes a man perfect. This will do for the day. Thank you.